You have something showing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
One or the other. I don't know at all. A lot of people don't answer their phone.
Yeah.
And that's
Hardly
it.
ever.
I just learned from hard experience.
Yeah. Well, we're going live. We're a little early getting started here. But I got to send a text to you, young man, about a guitar that I have for sale. Give me a second here. I'm typing. I'm old school typing. I don't speak text because it's always, you say it and the spell correct says shit. It's a, hang on. Got a guy that collects guitars that I got an Epiphone here that's up for sale, up for grabs, and I'm hoping that I can reach him. Give me a second here. I might have to take a picture of this one. I'm going to do that real quick. Okay. Not sure. No, not fine. There we go. Let's take a camera photograph. There we go. Let's put one more. There we go. Hopefully he'll get back to me. Hello everybody. Alright, so today we're cleaning the casino. I'm going to turn a light on here, maybe help understand what's going on. You can see this kind of smudgy stuff going on here. I'm trying to get this camera where you can really see it well. So I'm in the process of removing nicotine off a guitar, and I figured I'm going to be here all day, so I might as well shoot video of it. So I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing, and this is a product I'm using to get it off there. Now I know some of you are probably pooping your pants right now. Oh my god, he's using oven cleaner on a guitar. Well, just so you're well aware, this is the poop stain that's on the guitar, nicotine stain. This is what happens in your lungs, only it turns black in there, and it makes it very difficult for you to breathe and for your blood to absorb and have the right oxygen content. So just know that if you're smoking tobacco products, this is what is ending up on the inside of your lungs, and you're going to see it firsthand. And you can't use oven cleaner, unfortunately, in your lungs to get rid of this disgusting stuff. However, just for those of you who are pooping your pants right now, Hugh Caldwell, what's up, brother? I watched the video of yours yesterday. I can't remember who you collabed with, but it was really cool. I tested right here on this rag, I tested this little spot, which is where the pick guard goes. This thing actually still has its original Epiphone pick guard. This is a 67 Epiphone Casino. It's been in a smoker's home for its entire life, 56 years, near as we can tell. Might be 54 years, could be-ish in that era. But we're going to start cleaning the goo off of this. Very cool song, by the way, and my compliments on your playing. An acoustic with a bone nut that has turned yellow. Yeah, that's a fact. And you bring that up, and I'm going to start right here on this binding to try and see if I can show exactly what the nicotine stains are doing. I'm going to pick a small spot and show you what happens here. Give me a moment. kickstand. Let's see. So we're gonna put a kickstand on this bad girl. Bad girl. Ugh, it's disgusting. This is gonna take a while. So here's the yellowed binding on it. We're gonna see what this looks like. I'm gonna put a kickstand on it. No, I'm not scrapping it. Yeah, my compliments, man. Your playing was really nice. Here's a ground for the bridge. Really nicely done. My compliments, Epiphone. So let's see how bad it really is. Let's just see, because we're going to try and see if we can change the color of this binding. So a little squirt of some oven cleaner. Yes, oven cleaner. And we're going to see if this changes the color of this. It may not. We don't know. It's just a tiny little spot, and you gotta rub the hell out of it. And I first of all want to give credit where credit's due. And I learned this from Dave's World of Fun Stuff, and he introduced me to this idea of using oven cleaner on the guitar. One little bit of wiping, and that's the poop that came off this guitar. That much stuff. Now, the next step is to have a pile of rags, which will be destroyed by the time this is all done. And we're going to put a little bit of Roncinol lighter fluid on here, and just see if the binding lightens up. I don't know how well. Oh, you're not even seeing what I'm doing here. My goodness, my camera guy drunk again. We're gonna wipe that off with some oven cleaner, and I apologize about that. My camera guy, he's pretty unreliable, and he's a heavy smoker, I think. Smoking the ganja. Well, you know, it's not really changing the appearance of the binding much on this, not that I can see, but definitely sure does make that finish kind of pop to life. And give me a second here. Oop, I got to be careful with my rags. I got to keep clean rags here. You don't want to leave this oven cleaner sitting on the instrument for very long. It will definitely potentially, I think, eat through the finish. So I'm just going to keep busy with my elbow grease and try and get this stuff cleaned off of this instrument. So again, I'm spraying the cleaner on my rag, as you can see. Yeah, I got a good visual here. Oop, boy, I got to be careful about doing that. I don't want to scratch up the guitar. And we're just going to do small bits and pieces of it. And it's going to definitely take 2 times over this entire instrument doing this. Now, I was a journeyman plumber. I can still plumb a hospital, and so my arms are very strong from turning pipe wrenches and playing guitar for my whole life. You know, it's a good workout. But as you can see, I'm not being gentle about this, and I'm using brand new white t-shirt material, cotton, to keep from scratching the finish while I'm doing all this hard rubbing. And there you go. You'll see each time I do this that there will be a massive amount of poop on the rags. And we hit it with some Roncinol, and then we wipe that down. Listen to that. And you know, the thing is, this guitar has a really beautiful checkered look to it. It's got cracks and checkering in the finish, is what I call it, checkering. And just, you can see, I don't know how well the camera is picking up what this looks like now versus what it looked like before. I'm hoping that you guys can see. So if you are a smoker, I highly recommend that you put your guitars someplace where you aren't smoking. Because if you do smoke in your home, number one, that's foolish. And I hope that you don't have children in your home while you're smoking, number one. But I also hope that you'll protect your instruments from having this type of guck all over them. I did speak with the owner and let them know what I had found on this and how much work it was going to take to get all of this off of the instrument, and he was perfectly okay with it. And he did tell me that he is a smoker, and he's had this guitar at his house, been hanging on his wall for 35 years in the room that he sits and smokes in. And you know, God bless him, you know, it's freedom. We can all do that. I think we can all do that. It's amazing that the stuff is still legal, and you wonder why healthcare is so expensive. Well, there's one good reason. There's more poop that's coming off of this guitar. And you know, also I have friends who are suffering, friends and family who are suffering from lung disease due to the use of tobacco products, I'm assuming. And really sorry that that happens. It's something that a lot of us fall into. And I'm going to be really straight up honest with everybody right now. I too indulge in using nicotine products from time to time, but I am not a heavy smoker by any stretch of the imagination compared to what I know some people do when they smoke. So just know that I'm very careful about it, and I have enough other stuff wrong that I don't know. There's really still not really a good reason to smoke. There's not a good excuse for it. It's very bad for you. We all know that. But it also, if you want to sell a guitar that's covered in nicotine stains, it's going to be harder to sell than one that isn't covered in nicotine stains. So if you do smoke and you're going to sell your guitar, please do this first before you take it into a guitar shop, because the tech has a lot of stuff to do outside of cleaning nicotine off of guitars, which is a really tough process. So I'm just gonna keep going at it here, and you can see a little bit comes off on the rag that has already had the nicotine stains. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Just incredible. If you are a smoker, I don't hold it against you. I grew up in a home that my stepdad enjoyed smoking tobacco, and I'll just say this: he's one of the coolest, kindest, gentlest human beings, and one of the best teachers of life lessons and of living in the moment you could ever hope to meet. And but he smoked, and he was not, again, a very heavy smoker, and I think I got that from him. That, you know, he was always like, you know, when I old enough to buy cigarettes and started doing it, he's like, damn, you know, why you don't do that, you know. He was looking out for me. He knew. But there it is. I mean, it's amazing how terrible this stuff is and what it's doing to us. I think I average smoke 5 cigarettes a day on average, which is not very much considering that a lot of people smoke 1 or 2 packs of cigarettes a day, which equals 20 to 40 cigarettes. Not to mention they're really expensive. So my encouragement to everyone who might use and enjoy tobacco is to try and stop, which is definitely something on my to-do list. There you go. I'm just going to keep showing you how much stuff comes off this guitar to kind of give you an idea what you're doing to yourself when you smoke. And again, if y'all haven't checked out Hugh Caldwell's new collab, man, I wish I could remember the song title and the artist that you collabed with. I watch so much stuff, it's hard for me to remember everything. But boy, this thing just, God, it looks so much nicer with that stuff. The finish just basically pops, man. So this thing's going to look beautiful when it's done, but I am going to go over it twice. So we're just getting the first layer off at this point. And I'm going to try to keep it in an organized manner of doing this so I can keep track of where I'm at. Not like it's hard to figure out where I've cleaned it already. And I had to pick up another brand new bottle of Roncinol to burn up on this thing. So, I don't know, this was like 10 bucks. And one of these is close to the same here in the good northwest or northeast side of Oregon. And again, I'm really grateful to Dave Rahm for sharing this knowledge with me that oven cleaner would work. And because I've tried to clean one of these without using oven cleaner, and you can guess how many guitars I've had to clean nicotine stains off of. The number is pretty high. A lot of guitar players smoke cigarettes. They spend a lot of time in a bar environment. And back in the day when you could smoke in a bar, that's what guys did. You almost couldn't go to a bar and not smoke because everybody that was smoking, you were smoking too. One little chunk right there, you just saw the little bit that I have worked on. And get ready, this is going to gross you out. This is totally going to gross you out. Look at that poop. I'm using a clean part of each rag each time I do this application. And the cool thing about lighter fluid is that if it does get on anything, it evaporates into nothing, which is why I use lighter fluid a lot on my bench. I always have a bottle of Roncinol lighter fluid. It doesn't damage finish on guitars. I've never had it damage any finish on an instrument. And the important part of this process, if you're going to tackle this by yourself, is to make sure to get all of the oven cleaner off of the instrument. Don't leave it sit on the instrument and soak into the finish. That potentially could damage the finish of a guitar. I've never done it, so I can't say for sure if what I'm telling you is true, but still feel like it's a pretty good idea to make sure you get all of that cleaner off of the instrument. And what I'm doing now, I just sprayed some, and I actually got some on the other parts of the guitar that I didn't really mean to get it on. And so I'm spraying it away from my bench and away from the instrument so that I don't get any spots on here where the cleaner eats through the finish on the guitar. And I also am using the unscented stuff, which they sell at, I buy my stuff at Bi-Mart. It's an employee-owned business, not unlike Walmart, where it is owned by one family who makes all of the money and doesn't reward their employees with anything. No health benefits, no vacation pay. They can't even work full-time. Don't shop at Walmart. There you go. There's my politics for the day. I think many of you would agree on that. If you've worked for a living for any part of your life, you know what I'm talking about. Now I'm doing a fairly large section of this guitar right now, which we'll see what happens here, but there's your poop. And I will continue to show that to you to hopefully gross you out to the point that you'll quit smoking cigarettes, because I'm about there myself. Now, more Roncinol. You know, I'm doing this when I could be setting this thing up and getting it ready and getting it sold, but instead I'm having to clean it because I can't sell the guitar in this condition. Let's see how she does. I'm gonna go through an entire, probably 2 bags of rags today. I bought 2 bags of t-shirt material. And forgive me for not, if there are any questions or anything in the chat. I hope that you guys can maybe help one another if you're watching with any questions. I'll look at it here when I can, but I gotta stay on task here with this. You know, again, more poop coming off this thing. I want to get the cleaner off of the pickups now that I've cleaned the, kind of moved over to the pickups. And this thing's gonna look beautiful when it's done, but right now it's pretty foggy. And the camera, I'm sure, is probably not showing how brutal this look is. Almost done with 1 bottle. I've had that bottle here for quite a long time. I don't use a ton of Roncinol, but once in a while it definitely comes in handy for cleaning stuff. It does the trick. And I'm being really diligent about getting in between the pole pieces on this to make this guitar look as close to new as I can get it. And you know, you couldn't pay enough to have a checker job on a relic guitar to look like this. It's pretty spectacular. Okay, now I'm gonna go over this pickup one more time. There we go. Because there's material left in between the pole pieces on this thing. Just doing my best to get every last little bit of this stuff off of this instrument. It just looks terrible. And it feels terrible too. The guitar, actually, when you play the guitar, it feels sticky. And so that's one thing, if you're buying a used instrument and you suspect that the owner may have smoked tobacco products, feel the guitar, because it'll have a feel about it that will tell you, man, there's something on this finish. You can feel it. And when I initially picked this guitar up, I almost immediately knew that what I was up against, having to get this thing cleaned. I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong. I get paid the same to do this as I do get to set up a 59 Les Paul, so I ain't complaining. I'm just trying to encourage folks to maybe make some better lifestyle choices. If you can quit smoking, man, God bless you. And Preston, this is in your honor. I'll tell you what, brother. I know what you're going through right now and dealing with. There we go. Okay. She's coming along. She's coming along. I'm going to use another clean part of my rag here. A lot of work. A lot of work. For an unfortunate reason. If y'all have watched Dave's World of Fun stuff, he's a really cool guy. I love his just, you know, sandwich day live streams where he's just kind of BSing about stuff. Really cool. I love that guy. And he inspired me to start my channel, because I was working on guitars and I was like, well, heck, I could share my knowledge with folks. There's a lot of guys that can't afford to do this kind of stuff or pay someone to do this stuff. So if this helps you get one of your guitars clean, that's the whole point. That is the whole point. I mean, I have guys that pay me to put strings on their guitars. Like, they come in and they actually pay me to just put a set of strings on their instruments, and I'm fine with that. Because they don't have time, or they like the way I do it. You know, it's little stuff like that that makes the world go around. In my humble opinion, we gotta help one another. And yes, I still get calls to help people with plumbing problems, which I don't do it very often, because I work enough. I'm averaging right around 60 hours a week of lessons, and here at my bench, that's enough. I'm not trying to get rich. I'll never do that, right? It's coming along. All right. Let's see. I got a little bit left on this rag I think I can use. Go over this horn. Really beautiful guitar, man. This thing's really shaping up. I'm going to have to get a Q-tip out to get these little corners here next to the pickups. And I actually considered pulling the pickups off of this, but I'm going to see how well I can do this without removing the pickups. I just don't want to do that on a guitar this old. Not that I couldn't do it and not damage the instrument, but pulling screws out of wood and putting them back, it's a good way to strip a wood hole out in a guitar and have to fill it. There's your poop. We do have, if anybody is interested, this guitar, and we also have what we believe to be about the same era of an Epiphone Zenith in stock right now, and both of them are for sale. And if you're, I mean, I'm not trying to sell anything, that's not what my channel is about, but we have a couple of really beautiful old vintage instruments that if you're an Epiphone fan, or you know, are interested in kind of unique, somewhat obscure instruments, either one of these would be a good fit.
Hey, how's it going? All right. Hey, what's up?
Hi, what's happening?
Going? Yep, that's it.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah.
I put the handle on there this morning. She's good as gold.
Sticking on there. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
All right. That entire circuit board is resoldered.
Yeah.
And that immediately solved the problem. I couldn't really test all the knobs until I got the amp to stay on, and it just wouldn't. I literally was sitting there tapping that thing, and it would go loud, and then it was off.
Yeah.
So
that's like what it has been doing like for a long time.
Yeah, I noticed the mid-range knob on that thing was one of the worst.
That was the one that really.
Yeah, okay. I could get it. You know, even when it was before I had resoldered the board, there was bad solder joint on it, and there's no way for me to tell you which one, because I looked that thing over with a microscope and couldn't find one that was cracked, but one of them was just a bad solder joint, and it was probably been like that the day that thing was made.
Well, that's cool. That's just.
Watch your ears, man.
Oh, I know.
That things will get loud.
That thing is loud.
I know.
So, and the distortion in that thing is killer.
Sick. I'm glad to have it again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right on.
Awesome. Well, thank you, man.
Crank it up, man. Let me know if you have any trouble or anything, all right?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Right on. All right, so we're moving along. Let's see. I'm going to throw this rag away. Let's start with the new one. That's my young man going home with a PV Classic 50 today. Whole lot of poop. You said it, brother. This is one of the worst. If I have to say, this is the worst one I've ever had. I can honestly say that. This is the worst stained instrument from nicotine that I've ever worked on. Oop. Just got to be sure to be real thorough and get every last bit of this thing cleaned. I don't want to leave any remnants of it, because you know, when a new owner gets his guitar, guess who's going to have to work on it next time? You guessed it. And I don't want to have to deal with this stuff again, so we'll get her. The owner of this guitar is a really sweet guy. I spoke with his wife this morning and with him both, and he was really excited to get to see this thing when it's all cleaned up, because when he got the guitar, he said 35 years ago, it basically looked exactly like this. So it's going to be a new day in the life of this guitar, and for the owner. It's really cool to get to do this. I love to see the look on people's faces when they get a guitar back that I've worked on, and just like, whoa. You know, it's interesting because I do a lot of stuff that I don't even tell people about. With respect to getting them cleaning little things that, you know, they wouldn't really notice necessarily, and it's fun to do that sort of stuff. And you know, I know that was done, but they don't, and it's really a cool feeling. A lot of it's cosmetic stuff that, you know, while I'm in there, I might as well do it. You know, if I got the pickup pulled out of the instrument, let's get all the dust that Gibson or Fender or whoever built the guitar left inside the pickup cavities, you know. That way when they open it up to work on it someday on their own, they're not going to see all that shit and go, God, why didn't that guy clean that up? That guy's amp that he just picked up yesterday, when I had it all apart, I cleaned up the entire interior of that thing. Got all the dust out of it. Just really made that thing shine like a star. And he'll never see that, but I know. And the next time I have to work on it, I'm not going to have to worry about that sort of stuff. A lot of elbow grease here. Isn't that looking better? I don't know how well you can see how the appearance of this guitar is changing right in front of your eyes, but pretty incredible. It's amazing how bad that what that stuff does.
I'm going to put this in the back just in case Mike comes down.
Okay.
Wants to try to contact the guy directly.
I texted him.
I'm just putting it back there because, you know, he might, you know, just keep him out of the middle.
Yep. There's like 8 billion people watching me clean this casino right now that might be interested in that guitar too.
Oh, watching.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Watch me use oven cleaner on a guitar.
Yeah, some, you know, unless some things the owner just doesn't need to see.
Yep, that's a fact. That is a fact. Look at that. Poop. It's poop. I know, I keep calling it poop, but it's pretty much poop. Oh, my bottle's about empty. There it went. It just ran out. We'll put that in the round file. And even with this first coat that I'm doing on this, when I wipe that rag across the instrument, it just smears the nicotine across the top of this thing. It just smears it. So again, I'm going to have to go over this twice. You know, do this whole process one more time. And I know this is probably a pretty boring video, but I figured why not share it to maybe help encourage some of y'all that might be using tobacco products to maybe think twice about that. But if you're smoking a pack a day, boy, that's terrible. I can't imagine smoking. I don't even have enough time to smoke that much in a day. Crazy. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Yep. Good for you. Mike Shanner, hello, man. Zach, hello. I'm just checking my messages real quick and checking the chat. Mike, I love your music. If you're still here, man, dude, I say it every time I see you. You write some really incredible songs, and I would love to be able to work on one with you. I think the two of us playing a song together could be a very interesting prospect with the two styles of playing and your songwriting ability. I just love it. Very, very talented man. I appreciate that. The subject matter that you cover is really interesting, and the way that you compose your lyrics and the content and the serious nature of some of the stuff is really super cool, and what I like to call smart humor. So I hope you're feeling well and doing well, brother. Known you for quite a long time. I think we met on Jeff's show years ago. He seems like he's still up to the usual business, which is great for him. But I'm glad to have made your acquaintance and get to see your music now. Got exposed to it. That's pretty cool. Okay. Got to get a new bottle of Roncinol. Here we go. I don't know if they plug these things. I have to cut it. Nope. Brand new bottle. Here we go. Virgin. Popping the cherry. Here we go. Woo! That flows. I didn't get to catch the Falcros broadcast last night. I was taking a nap. I had a long day yesterday. I was tired. I usually stay up pretty late on weeknights, but last night, dude, I was done. I had a really busy day here at work yesterday. Got a lot of stuff fixed, which I love. Nice. Okay. How we looking? Let's see, so I have basically this section of the guitar, the top of this guitar left to clean, at least for the first go around. And I realize this is probably really boring to watch. I'm not going to apologize. No apologies and no excuses. Just got to do my job. Get this thing clean. And this section of the guitar that I'm going over right now is one that I have already done. So it's kind of the double whammy on this part just because I can, and I'm right there working on it. So I need to remember to really get the elbow grease in it when I do this in these sections of the guitar. I'm using a lot of force with my elbow, my arm. I'm pushing really hard on this rag to drive it down into the shit, the poop. I called it shit. Call it poop. Gosh, I'm probably gonna get blocked for saying an S word. Shoot. And these edges along here, this is where that nicotine really gets built up. You gotta hit it a bunch. Stay diligent. Now, also, the knobs on this thing have the finger cutter, is what I call them. These cut your fingers. It's a great idea, but it cuts your fingers. If you played a Les Paul or anything, any type of guitar with those on it, you know what I mean. You can get sliced, like that song "Slice" by Apartment 26. Slice. Yeah. Slice. I love that song. That's a killer band. If you haven't heard Apartment 26, be sure to go check them out. They're no longer a band anymore, but man, I think they're from Canada. I think their roots are in Canada. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I think there's a connection with Power Band 5000 in that. They sound a lot like Power Band 5000, only I think they were better. I thought they wrote better songs anyway. But what was that song that Power Band 5000 did? They were so famous for. Oop, gotta be careful with that ground. Yeah, I can tell I'm gonna have to go over this twice. And you get down in here to where all the electronics are, and you know, your cleaning process. It's not like having a big flat surface. It's just so much little stuff to work around. And I will get a Q-tip out and clean all the little corners and stuff on this thing. Boy, it's looking better. And then what I will also do is, once I'm done cleaning this thing, I will polish it. I'll go over it with my polishing tool, but that's going to happen tomorrow. I got to let this stuff do its duty overnight. We'll clean it up tomorrow morning. Okay. Dog hair. Ah, doggone it. Keep knocking stuff off my bench. There's more poop. Whew, those things are sharp. Be careful. Somebody's gonna get cut. Remember that? Somebody's gonna get cut. There we go. Now you may have also noticed that I have a paper towel tucked into this side of the guitar, and the reason I did that was the tag is right there, and I don't want to get any of this chemical on the original tag that's in this. It's in really good shape. I just would rather not damage that or get it wet, deface it at all. Is this, I'm guessing that this oven cleaner would probably bleach the heck out of that. It's astonishing how much stuff is on this guitar. I know that the camera is probably not even coming close to showing you what the difference is here, but I'll tell you what. The difference in what I can see right now is amazing. The clarity, and it still has a layer of stuff on it. This is not even close to being done at this point. See, all of this is my second pass over this section of the guitar. You guys watched me do that originally, and we'll show you all the poop that's still coming off of this guitar. Again, I want to give a props to Dave Rom for Dave's World of Fun Stuff. If you're not subscribed to his channel, go do it. He's an inspiration, and he has shared a lot of really great knowledge about how to repair and fix and clean instruments that are in this shape or even worse. And I know what goes on behind the scenes at his shop and his basement of his home, because he shows about 10 seconds of 20 hours of work. Well, maybe not 20 hours, but definitely several hours of work that he just shows you a little bit of to give you an idea. It'd be fun to sit in a room with Dave and just bullshit with him, wouldn't it? He'd be a cool guy to just talk to. It reminds me of a lot of the friends that I have that have played in bands and tried to make it and didn't make it, and worked other jobs, had other careers, and it'd be fun to talk with him. Isn't that a fun sound? That's how I know that this thing is not even close to being clean, because I can hear the rag squeaking on top of the nicotine. This is all nicotine that's all over this thing. It's just nicotine. We're getting it pretty good here. Just trying to be real thorough and getting all the stuff off of this thing. Don't want to leave any smudge marks or anything like that. And I probably should be wearing gloves. Hey Rhodey, what's happening? Yeah. That's exactly it, Hugh. Yeah, and he played in bands while he was doing the movie thing, just like myself when I was plumbing houses. Jam Pro Justin, hello. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still waiting for my IR2 pedal from Boss to arrive. I was told it would be here on January 2nd, and it's now mid-February, and I'm hearing March now on their getting me my item that I purchased 2 months ago at this point. Kind of a sad state of affairs when you ask me. I was so excited about that. Okay. Jam Pro, I hope you're doing well, man. If you want, you can drive down the street and grab that little toy that I got, and then just drive over tomorrow and we'll mess with it. What do you say? Let's see. Just giving it a good look here. I'm going to hit this section one more time. Again, I'm using a brand new clean spot on my rag each time I do this to make sure that I'm not smearing more nicotine on other parts of the instrument. My new toy is actually on a truck on its way to La Grande right now. And I am going to expect to see that tomorrow. And get that thing fired up and hopefully problem solved for what I've been struggling with for a while. First world problems, of course. There's that, more poop. And see, that's the second time I've gone over that whole section of guitar, which I have to go over the entire thing in its entirety again. Maybe it's time to light a match at this point. I joke. I joke. It's on the internet, it must be true, right? Okay, I've gone over the whole top of this thing at this point, and it's looking much, much better, and it feels much better, but it needs to be gone over a second time, of course. There's enough this stuff caked on this guitar that definitely needs a second pass. I know, dude. Have you heard anything more about that? Yeah. Give him my name and number. Tell him I'll package it for him. It wouldn't be my first rodeo with regard to that. Jeez, you could even ask Falcro. I shipped him a guitar. Ask him how it arrived. Dude, I know, that sucks. That is a beautiful guitar, man. I am so hopeful that you get your hands on that thing. That would be so cool for you. And then once you get it, you need to write some songs, man. Write some more songs. If y'all haven't heard Jam Pro's tune, it's not Holiday. It is called. He changes the names of his songs every 5 minutes, so I can never keep track of which one it is. Maybe it is Holiday. No, What Now is the name of the song. Check his out. I believe he has it posted on his YouTube channel. And I think he's got a website at jamprosound.com, maybe. Check that song out. It's a cool song. Got a really good response from reputable mix engineers who didn't just tell him, hey, you sound great. They were honest, which I think he and I really appreciate websites and YouTube channels that do that versus channels that just tell everybody how awesome they are. It's like playing music for your mom, you know. We like to go to where people are honest about our mixes, even though we know we're not perfect and we don't mix as good as some. Really cool stuff out there. Okay, I've gone over the top of it. I'm going to hold off on doing any more on the top. Let's flip it over and clean up the back. And I did a little bit right there yesterday. And let's see here. We got to get her new. Here's the poop. This is nicotine, guys. That's what that is. I know I've said that 8 times in this video, but 8.6 times, but it is. That's what it is. And if you smoke, and you smoke in a house where you keep your instruments, this is what you're doing to your instrument. And a guy that buys it is going to have to spend all this time that I'm spending cleaning all that crap off of the instrument. And if it were me and I was buying an instrument that came from a smoker's home, I would not pay him half of what he's asking for it. Not even half. Because how much is this time worth of your own? If you're, what's an hour of your time worth? And you can see this kind of building up here. It's sticky. There you go. Hey Jesus, welcome. Hello, man. I saw your rehearsal video yesterday. That was really cool, man. You remind me of me when I was your age. I had hair like that, and only I was playing guitar, but that's cool that you're playing bass in that band. If you guys haven't checked out Development of a Void, he's got a really cool channel. Does a lot of really cool topics that people discuss, and then also I think a lot of musical stuff going on over there. Boy, the back of this is just, oh, that's brutal. Okay, so if you just got here, this is the poop that nicotine leaves in your lungs and on your guitar. So don't smoke in the room with your guitars, please. It's a really bad idea. And if you just got here, yes, this is what I'm using on this instrument. It's a 67 Epiphone Casino to remove the nicotine stains on this guitar. Make sure when you buy a guitar to ask the proper question, do you smoke? And if they say yes, offer them half of what they're asking for that instrument, because you're going to end up doing this. Number one, to get the smell off of it. Number two, to make it look like it should. And you'll notice I'm just taking many seconds just over one small area on this guitar to get this shit off of here. Alright, that's basically twice over this one little spot right here. It's crazy. This stuff is insane. Well, and then I'm using Roncinol lighter fluid, which has never damaged any instrument that I've ever had to clean. Works good for getting, like, if you got a sticker that somebody stuck on a guitar and it left a bunch of residue, either Roncinol lighter fluid or denatured alcohol is another really good product to use for getting that stuff off. So I'm not sure how well this is showing this, but you can see the haze around where I've been working for the last 5 minutes or so, and the shine right here. Yeah, it's shaping up. It's shaping up. We'll get her. We'll get her. Oh, and I got your email, Jesus, and I think that's a great idea. But you know what I think would be cool, or another idea that I'll throw at you and here in the public. Well, we're not in public, are we? This is, I guess we are in public. Maybe you pick 2 and I pick 2. They don't have to be very long. You could even, what I've done with the Falcro is taken a few and just recorded them and then spliced them down into like 3 or 4 minute long pieces instead of, you know, soloing for 10 minutes, which can get a little old. You know, I don't know how you feel about doing something like that, but and also there's your poop. Look at that. That's nicotine, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, dude. That's what's on. If you haven't cleaned them, dude, that's what you have. And I'll be here all day. My entire day will be spent cleaning this guitar, because not only do I have to do the whole body and all that, I get to do the neck, the headstock, and the machine heads also. Yeah, that's you know it, man. Get the old Eddie Van Halen burn mark, or Eric Clapton burn mark, right? But that's what the pros do. Yeah. And you know, people wonder why it costs, why guitar techs might charge what they charge to work on instruments. And I mean, this is just one of the many facets of guitar repair, because this is an actual repair that I'm doing, because this stuff is ruining this instrument. But I mean, how many times have I had to do that today or that, right? And you have to be physically fit to do this kind of work regardless, and I take good care of myself. So there you go. Sometimes guitar repair is a physically demanding and tough job, believe it or not. You're paying witness to it. And believe me, I never complain about this. I haven't complained once today at all. And all I've been doing is what you're watching me do. Sitting here working this guitar over. I'm going to lift the camera up just a little bit. Hopefully get the whole picture. Brutal. Man, the back of this is just caked. I can feel it. It's just sticky. Ah, gross. No, and like I said, I still enjoy tobacco products, but I don't use them much at all. And the fact that, you know, gotta live a little is what I say. If you smoke cigarettes, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. Do it. But all things in moderation, I think, is a key to that. You know, if you're smoking a pack a day, you're probably not going to make it as far as I will in this wonderful life we have. But it isn't just fun to enjoy one once in a while. And of course, the moment I crack a beer open, I smoke 8 cigarettes, which I don't drink very much, so I don't worry about it. And that's not what this is about. But hopefully maybe this will encourage some of you who smoke to realize what's happening to your lungs. And if that doesn't show you firsthand what you're doing to your body, man, oh God, I don't know what we could do. And it's hard. It's an addictive, it is such a heavily addictive drug, and then all the other shit that the companies put in it to make it even more addictive, with all the stuff that pierces your lungs and allows that nicotine to get in there quickly and in higher concentrations. And some people are kind of immune to becoming like strongly addicted to it. Nicotine, not tar, but nicotine. You know, that's kind of how I feel about myself, because I really don't smoke much at all. Also, I never smoke in my home, and it takes a bit of time for me to get from my apartment outside, so I don't have time for that shit. I gotta play guitar, you know? Ah, it's amazing. There you go, more poop. Hey, Poo Ninja, pork shoulder, there you go. Yeah, Poo Ninja, yeah, an hour I've been doing this, and I'm not even halfway done yet. And if you knew what I charge per hour, you might think about quitting smoking. I promise you that. But again, I don't care if I'm doing this or I'm doing a setup on a 59 Les Paul or a 54 Strat or a 1992 Squier Strat or a Squier Telecaster. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I don't care if I'm setting up a $40 Walmart acoustic guitar for a little kid. It all pays the same, and it all makes me feel good to do this and provide this service for folks. And this is a dying art, really. So, you know, if you're thinking about a career change, or you know, you're ready to retire from a job that you've worked at for your whole life and haven't been able to be a musician, I can't tell you how rewarding this job is. Do this for, you know, retirement. It's awesome. Meet so many cool people, and you get to see some of the most incredible instruments you could ever hope to see. You'll be shocked at how many guitars are in your community. It's shocking, the guitars that I encounter. And being such a guitar geek that I am, it's really cool. And if you're lucky enough, the guy you work for might own a 1952 Telly, and you get to see that in real life. Oh, and play it. Plug it into a real amp and get to noodle around on it. He'd probably let me take that thing home if I asked him. I never would, but... Oh. Camellia, hello. Oh. I wonder how non-smoke. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very addictive chemical compound, whatever you want to call it. It's a drug, I guess. They say quitting smoking's harder to quit than heroin. I don't know about that. Never even seen. Well, no, I take that back. I have seen the shit. I wish I had never seen it, but that's another story. Now, I've gone through about 1/4 of this can, but ooh, careful. Okay, so we'll just do over that part. Look at that, and just that little bit it took all of that stuff off of this instrument. Got to be careful not to drip it on an inconspicuous part where you don't notice it, because it will potentially eat through the finish if you leave the oven cleaner on this guitar for too long. But it's this is nitrocellulose lacquer, and if you do what I'm doing and you damage your guitar, I accept no responsibility. And I'm making that very, very clear. I'm following the advice of someone that I respected, and their advice works. And I watched them do it on a broadcast. Thus, and this ain't my first rodeo. There's some more poop for you. There's nicotine in your lungs. Okay? Nicotine in your lungs. That's what it does to you. Not only that, but your teeth. You smile and you have a big old yellow smile. You smokers. Boy, not very pretty. I mean, you know, looks are everything, right? It's not what's on the inside, it's what you look like. I'm being so sarcastic today. You know, just having fun. Man. And I get to do this twice. You know, and you can see, you know, it still comes off even with the, after having wiped it down with the oven cleaner. Just doing really small pieces of this thing. And these edges, again, are where it really builds up on an instrument. And sit here and get busy with it. And gotta have a good healthy elbow and a good healthy shoulder, a good healthy heart, and a good healthy sense of humor. This work is this ain't easy. It's like kind of like digging a hole in a little bit. I wonder how many miles of ditches I've dug in my life. That'd be interesting to know. Funny. My journeyman walks in the shop and he says, "It's just me." It's funny if you knew who he was. Oh,
Sit that down
the
here.
humor in that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I leave my coffee mug out in the alley and he picks it up and brings it in. But the guy knows more about building amplifiers and guitars and history of guitars than anybody I've ever met, and I ain't kidding. More than Trogley, more than the dude from Gibson, whatever that bonehead's name is. I call him a bonehead, I'm joking. He's a nice guy, but not a big fan of what he did with Gibson, but nonetheless, that guy is, I mean, I wish you all could meet him. And he won't ever be, he won't ever show up on any of my streams. He doesn't want to be on camera. He's just too private. Too private. Another interesting fact about him is that he doesn't even have internet at home. We just got him to get a cell phone. He is old school, man. He is old school. And if you're just getting here and wondering what the heck you're watching, I am using Easy Off Oven Cleaner, the unscented version, to clean nicotine stains off of a 1967 Epiphone Casino. And this guitar, when it's clean, is going to be worth, I don't know, I'd probably get $2,500 for it. But in the condition it was in, I wouldn't offer $800 for this guitar. I would not have. But now, when we get all this polished up and get all this, hang on just a second, I'll show you. Get all of that poop off of there. That's just one little section. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. There's that. Right? And I gotta clean my bench off, so I got that, and this rag's about, yeah, I've kind of, well, I got one clean spot I think I can still use. Oh, and here's my initial wipe down, and I've thrown 4 of these rags away thus far, I think, but I've got another whole bag of them. I don't have enough t-shirts or underwear, but you know, if I used my underwear, I wouldn't be able to tell where I cleaned the guitar and where my underwear started. But got another whole bag of them because I'm gonna probably burn through all of them. Okay, but here you go. Brown and back, yellow in front, brown and back. Is that right? I know this isn't terribly exciting to watch. Again, I've said that several times, but I kind of wanted to put this out there on a live stream so that people realize what they're doing and what kind of, I mean, you may not care. I'm not a real clean freak when it comes to my own guitars. Not at all. But if I smoked in my house and I wanted to sell one, I would have to do this. And you don't have to smoke around a guitar very long for it to start to have this type of damage done to it. That's the truth. So just another little tidbit for those who wonder. Here we go. Probably should put some gloves on. And I'm not going to just spray a bunch of this on the guitar and let it sit for a while. I don't want to risk potentially damaging the finish. I did read the ingredients of the cleaner that I'm using, and there is no lacquer thinner, any paint thinner, or anything like that in it. And again, I tested a spot underneath the pickguard area where I knew that I wasn't going to damage the finish. It wasn't going to cut through the finish and make a big smear and potentially create more damage than what it's already been done here. Boy, that's a lot of work. I'm gonna throw this poop rag away. There you go. That's all nicotine. God, disgusting. And you know, the other thing is that it does this to your walls in your home, and your furniture, and all the other stuff, your appliances. If you smoke in your house, man, please stop. Just go outside. Just go outside. You might actually walk a little bit and get healthier, maybe. I'm full of a bunch of useless, unsolicited advice, right? Not useless, just unsolicited. Yeah, how long have I been on here? An hour and 17 minutes cleaning this guitar, and I ain't even close to being done because I got to do it all over again. Crazy. I have to think that my, oh yeah, he's laughing at me. You should see him.
This looking great.
Yeah, you can see a little bit left.
Oh yeah.
But I have to go over the whole thing. Here's the front.
Oh, that looks great, man.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah. It's the right thing to do.
Man.
A little easy off and elbow grease.
Well, and yeah, and then look at the frets, man. I cleaned that up
They're
yesterday.
shiny, like.
Man. He ain't good.
Yeah, it's not really worn out at all.
No, those divots look a million times worse than they are.
Yeah.
I'm running my fingernail over and you can barely feel anything. So it could be the type of strings that they were using or something, but there's just...
Yeah, back in the day, he probably used the largest flat wounds.
Black diamonds,
yeah.
yeah.
The black diamond flat wounds.
Yeah. Indeed. Okay, so here we go. New rag. Here we go. We're gonna go again. Here we go. I got to do one. I got 2 or 3 more little spots here to do on the back, and then we'll move on to the neck. All right. Oh, and I wanted to also, for you guys watching, those of you who are watching at all, there is a channel called OU812, and I'm going to try and find a link to it because I really want to put it up there. If you are into improvising live on the internet, literally live, I would highly recommend that you check out his channel. I had a couple of guys on my stream from yesterday when I discovered how bad this guitar was and had to stop, but he does a stream where he invites folks freely to join his stream, and he's got these guys that are all very high quality players, very well educated players. There's Poop, okay, and he puts on a backing track, and everybody gets to play. Now, you don't get to play together. Everybody knows you cannot do that on the internet. And if you try, it's funny, but nonetheless. But he invites people on to just do solos, and the guys talk about techie type stuff and their guitars, and a lot of really cool guitars showed up on that stream on Sunday. It happens on Sundays. I need to find his channel, and I'm gonna give my arm a little break here for a moment. I'm definitely getting tired of wiping on this thing. If you haven't checked him out, his channel is OU812, and the way he spells it, I'll have to find a link, and I will find that for you. But I highly recommend checking out his channel. And again, it's an honest channel. Nobody in there is going to tell you you were great. If you know, there's a good try if you kind of screwed up. But it's a really cool spot, and the players on there are all really great. R2, R3, I think, is on there. John Dersham something is on there. Oh my. Nice one. Let's see. Let me find this link. You guys need to check this guy out. And I'm curious. Give me a second here. I'm letting my arm take a break here, and also I'm getting those chemicals. I need to go wash my hands. I'm gonna find a link to this guy's channel. Where did you go? He has a live stream on Sundays, and it is absolutely fantastic. Really good group of guys. Come on, where are you at? Where are you at? God, I watch way too much shit. I watched a bunch of Andy. Oh, there it is. There's your practice session with the boys. I watched that last night. I watched a bunch of Andy Timmons yesterday. That guy is astounding, man. He's such a great guitar player. And I never liked his band Danger Danger. They were posers in my book, but come on, where are you? Oh, I watched a bunch of Green Bay Packers games yesterday. Also, I'll find it. I'm searching high and low. Okay, come on. Wow. Well, I let my computer run overnight, and so it just, well, oh, here it is, Drop C Community. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah. R2, 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 R3. All right. What's this guy's name? Dean? Or Gene? All right. Right click on that link, go and subscribe to his channel, and he has a really wonderful community. Shops like Chris Buck. Who's Chris Buck? Is that REM? Chris Buck. I'm giving my arm a rest here. Man. Yeah, no, my underwear doesn't have nicotine stains, but they look like that. Usually in the back. Poop. And to be honest, guys, I don't wear underwear. I find that stupid. Ryan, yeah, that's his name, Ryan. I just joined it. I just found him literally on, Thursday or Friday I did a live stream, and he popped in on my live stream, and that was where I met him. And I had to go back to my stream to find the link to it, but oh, he's from the UK. No kidding. Huh. Okay. I didn't know. He doesn't have an accent that I noticed. But, you know, I think a lot of people in the world don't have accents from the country they're from because everybody speaks English. I mean, we here in Oregon have zero accent. We talk as dry as a bone. It's pretty boring, actually. I love listening to people speak with accents because it's so cool to hear the language that I speak differently. And sometimes it's really hard to understand for me, and I regret not speaking a second language. I don't regret it. I just wish that I had taken it more seriously. And here in Oregon, if you speak Spanish, that can be a very sought after skill for getting employment here. We have a very large Hispanic speaking community, and I have many, many friends of that culture, and so it's really cool to have that. I live with there's a couple dudes that live in my building here that were born in Mexico, and I've gotten to talk to them about what their lives were like there and what their plans are and all that stuff. They're really cool. So I didn't have a clue that Ryan was from the UK. All right, have a good one. Jesus, we'll talk to you soon. I'll send you an email. We'll talk a little bit more about what we had talked about earlier. Have a great time at work. Be safe. Okay. Back to scrubbing here. I know that the camera is not showing what I'm seeing, but it's amazing because I wiped down a bit of this with the oven cleaner, and then when I go to wipe it with the Roncinol, you can see the stuff just smearing. It's not actually removing everything. Again, I'm going to have to go over this thing twice, but now I've got the top and the back of this thing basically gone over them pretty good. It's looking better. You want to absolutely be sure to every time use a clean rag. I'm seeing that is definitely important for this process. Because if you use a dirty rag, it'll re-smear the nicotine. I don't know how that stuff. That's one of the... Why haven't we figured out a way to weaponize that, right? I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. This stuff sticks to everything, and it is hard to get rid of. Seems like you could make a bomb out of this. Something like that. Wow. How are we looking? I need to hit this section one more time. Where's my poop rag? Did I get my rags mixed up? I did. There we go. One more poop rag. Now I'm being real careful not to put a bunch of pressure on the guitar. I'm not leaning on it or anything. So if anybody's worried about me breaking the neck, it's not going to do it. It might look like I am, but I'm not. More poop. Pretty gross, huh? Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, anytime I go anywhere else where I've just been on this, like I just cleaned this portion of it, and I go up here, I can see that the nicotine is still smearing on this guitar. So I've probably gotten maybe 2/3 of it after one pass over the body of the guitar. Probably about 2/3 of it is gone now off of the guitar, but I've still got to go over it again. And before I end my stream today, I'm going to go over one more section just to kind of so you can see what it's going to take, get you an idea of what kind of work I have cut out for me. All right, so pretty much got the whole thing. I'm just giving it, I'm letting the light hit it so I can really see where the finish is bad, where stuff is still stuck on it. I can see dull spots and stuff like that. Okay, so now I've already done the top of the guitar. Yeah, God, this stuff just smears around. Okay, but this oven cleaner is doing a fantastic job on this. So let's go back. Now I've gone over this section of the guitar, I don't know, 3 times now, maybe 2 times, at least twice. So I'm gonna just do this section and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna use a brand spanking new, grab a clean rag, brand spanking new clean rag. Even has a Nike logo on it, right? We'll be careful about using that. So I'm gonna hit this section and we'll see what happens here. I'm just gonna go right here in the big middle of this guitar. Let's see how much more gut comes off of here, if any. I'm just doing a small circle here. We'll see how good of a job the first layer of work did. I think this is the 3rd time I've been over this section of the guitar. Like the place where your eyes go first. Are you ready? That much poop is still on the guitar. Good. Yeah, Georgia. Okay, from Canada. R2, R3 is from Chicago. North Carolina. Okay. Ryan Roberts, yeah. Okay. So, there you go. I have a lot of work left to do on this, and the other thing I think I'm going to have to do is go buy another bag of rags, because now let's see what this looks like now. I've gone over this section one more time. Let's see if I can see a definite difference between and what I'm going to do here, just for the sake of argument, and I can tell you that this guitar, having done that, this thing looks so much nicer. The wood is much clearer, the grain is much clearer, the checkering is looking really nice. Okay, so there's 2 or 3 times over this one section of the guitar. Look at that. I don't know. Let me tilt this guitar a little bit to maybe help you see. I'm going to get the light to go across that section. So that's 3 times on that one spot. I'm going to go over it one more time just to see. I'm trying to stay in the area where I've already got it so I don't pick up a bunch of poop from places that I know there's still poop. All right. This thing is probably going to have a little bit of poop on it, but 4 times. And that's insane. That's just, wow. So, I think I'm going to end my stream for today, and I know this has not been terribly exciting to watch, because all I'm doing is cleaning nicotine off of an instrument. But when it looks like that compared to that, it is a worthwhile investment. And I'm definitely going to have to go over this entire guitar one more time. I can see it smearing. You can probably see the circle around this where the nicotine is still being smeared around. So, if you're a smoker, consider quitting, because this stuff is really bad for you, and it's really bad for your guitars. Makes them look bad. So, yeah. It really is this is a beautiful guitar. I hope we can find a good home for it. It is for sale if anybody's interested. And you can look them up. 67 Epiphone Casino with the, it does not have the classic, it has the Riviera style tailpiece on it that would look like that. So it's a unique version of an Epiphone Casino with a unique tailpiece on it. So really lucky to get to see this one. Thank you all for hanging with me today. I appreciate you being here, and have a really wonderful evening. It is Wednesday, so here we go. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.